Hello everyone, I hope you are well and welcome back to my playthrough of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This is episode 3 and in this episode we'll be going through Route 203, the Auburn Gate, Auburn City and also completing the Auburn Gym. And with so much to be getting on with, we'd better get on with it. First up however, you'll notice that we're back on Route 204. That's because there was something small that I missed off in the last episode. If you come to this location and go just there by that gate, there is an item usually. I accidentally missed this and picked this up off camera. The item you find there is a paralyzed heal. Whilst not game changing, it still comes in handy. On top of that, if you use the old rod that we obtained earlier on the water, you can also find a new Pokemon. Pretty useless, but still good to add to the Pokedex. That new Pokemon is Magikarp. In this case I find one level 6. I believe they could appear between the levels of 5 and 15 I think. It could be 3 and 15. But yeah, you can get them of all different levels. Either way, they're only going to know Splash. So they have no threat at all. But if you're looking to maybe level up and get a Gyarados in future, then it might be handy to keep it around in the party. You'll note here that it shows that I've already caught one. That's because, as I said, I accidentally went through this off camera. I didn't realise that my Elgato wasn't recording, so apologies for that. I'll just give you a quick show of the Magikarp Pokedex entry. It's said to be the world's weakest Pokemon. No one knows why it has managed to survive. Pretty true to be fair, if it only knows Splash. I think at some point it learns Flail as well, but quite late on. So I'll just quickly save up there, and without further ado we can move on to proceeding down Route 203. So, while in Jubilo City, just north of the Mart, if you head off to the east you will go down Route 203, at which point you will meet, as you see here, your rival. And be ready and be healed, because it is a rival battle. Hey Harrison, tell me you got a little bit tougher. Do I even need to ask? I've got tougher. Rival battle time. So your rival at the minute only has 2 Pokemon. He'll have a Starly, which I believe is fairly low level. Yeah, level 7. So level 7 Starly. And then he'll also have the starter Pokemon, which yours is weakest to. You have to be a little bit careful though, as his starter will now be level enough to have moves which are super effective against your own. So it's advisable to have a Pokemon in your party that can deal super effective damage against him. In my case, I have Shinx in my party who can deal damage up against his Piplup. So that's Starly dealt with pretty easily. Geodude grew up to level 7, not that really matters. So with Piplup coming out, I'll switch to my Shinx, just for easy type matchups. With my Shinx being level 10 as well, this should be a fairly comfortable fight. Here's Piplup being level 9. Yeah, if I'd left Chimchar out there, he might have been in a little bit of danger from Water Gun. Piplup's not particularly strong, but still not worth the risk. So just keep something along for the ride. If you chose Turtwig, for example, and so the rival has Chimchar, I'd recommend picking up, for example, a Psyduck in the cave that we shown last episode. That'll then have Water Gun and be useful against your rival. And if you have Piplup and the opponent has Turtwig, then I'd recommend getting something like a Starly and leveling that up so it has Wing Attack, which would be super effective again. So with that was pretty easily dealt with. Quite a few level ups here. Good to see Psyduck getting a level up. Starly's hit level 10, and Geodude got his second level up out of 2 fights, despite not being involved at all. You defeated Pokemon Trainer Aiden. What just happened? I lost? We got almost 1,200 poker dollars from him as well, so that's pretty handy. Where? What do you mean I lost? Saying it for the second time, he's obviously gutted. Well, that's it. That's the last time I'll ever lose. I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. I'm going to go to the Auburn City Gym and I'm going to toughen up. Let's hope that is the case. Now, here on Route 203, there is one Pokemon that is different from all the other routes you've been down. And it could be quite a desirable Pokemon. In my opinion, I think it's quite desirable. I'm going to find it and temporarily add it to my team. It's not a Kricketot, so I'll have a hunt around, and then I'll quickly cut back once I have found it. And here we go. Finally managed to find it. You can find a wild Abra in this area. It has quite a low encounter rate of around 10 to 15%, so it does take a little while to find. You have to have a bit of a search around. It also can be difficult to catch due to its only move being teleport, which forces it to escape from battle. So don't make the mistake of using a move on it unless that move is something like Mean Look, or if your Pokemon has an ability that keeps Abra in battle. But you probably won't have any of those early on. So Abra's description is, it sleeps for 18 hours a day. Even when awake, it teleports itself, remaining seated. If you're struggling to find Abra, it's really not the end of the world. You can just move on to the next city, which is Oreburgh City. And there is a trade option there to trade to get an Abra. So it's not the end of the world. You can just completely skip this out. Now, from here on, I'm going to make a slight change to the way I present these videos. You'll notice there I've cut out the trainer battle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip over any battles which don't have anything new to add. In that case, that was just one trainer called Youngster Michael who had a Bidoof and a Zubat. So I'm not going to waste your time forcing you to watch me battle him. I will include important battles such as rivals and gym battles, but otherwise I'll just skip over them. So that trainer there as well was called Youngster Dallas. He had one Pokemon, which was a level 7 Kricketot. And this trainer here is called Lass Caitlin. She has 3 Pokemon, a Bidoof, a Starly, and a Budew, all of which are level 4. And then if you proceed up around this corner, you face Lass Madeline, who has 2 level 5s, a Starly, and a Bidoof. You can see how much quicker this flows doing it this way, and I'm sure you guys get kind of sick seeing the same Starlies and Bidoofs coming up over and over and over again. This trainer, however, Youngster Sebastian, does have something new. He has a Machop, which is something we haven't seen as of yet. His Machop's actually fairly strong as well. It's a level 7 Machop. However, I'm sure our Chimchar will have no issues taking it out. Especially seeing as our Chimchar is now level 13, I believe. Which, it's pretty easy to take out when we're nearly double its level. You did see earlier as well, just by Madeline, if you move to the west of her, through the big patch of long grass, there was an item by a ledge. That item was a Repel, which is the first time we've seen one of those. Repels can be very handy if you're running through grass, because you can use them to ward off other Pokemon and stop them from coming at you at times when you don't really want it. Now we've quickly explored that route, before I go into the Auburn Gate, I'm also going to run back this way, just so I've realised there's another place which I missed off earlier on. You'll see here where we got the fishing rod. If you move to the west of him, there is Route 218. There's not a huge amount here. There's just a lot of water. If you're fishing it with the old rod, you can find more Magikarp, if that's what you want. And then there's one lady here saying that she asked for her boyfriend to meet her, but he's nowhere to be seen. Otherwise, there's nothing else here. I just wanted to demonstrate that before we moved on past Jubilife City. So we'll quickly sprint our way back through Route 204. Sorry for the little interruptions, particularly the one at the start, as well as this one here. I realise I'm in a bit of a jumble this episode. So if we just run back through here, we've already fought against all the trainers, so it's pretty simple. So if we come back up to where we fought the youngster with the Machop, so I've got through a couple of wild Pokemon. So if we come up back to where we fought youngster Sebastian with his Machop, there is the entrance to the cave. This cave is the Oreburgh Gate, and this will lead to the city with our first gym badge. So if we quickly pass through here, this is where we fought youngster Sebastian, and here's the cave entrance. When you walk in, the hiker here will grab you and he'll give you some TMs for the move Rock Smash, which of course used to be one of the old hidden machines or HMs that you used to have to give your Pokemon. Thankfully in this game you no longer have to do that, as I've said previously. They're now all self-contained within your Poketch and the Hidden Machine app, so you no longer have to carry around a Bidoof with all of the hidden machines on them, which is brilliantly handy and means you can actually use a full team. You don't need to have something useless just sitting around in your party as an HM slave. However, we'll be unable to use this hidden machine until we have our first gym badge, which is the Coal badge. Coming through Auburn Gate, we do have a couple of battles. The first of which is Camper Curtis, who has a Shinx level 7, and the second of which is Picnicker Diana, who has a Budew level 5 and a Psyduck the same level. As you can see, we can't go north in the cave due to the rocks being in the way and us being able to use Rock Smash, as I said earlier, until we have the Coal badge. So for now, the only way to go is to move on into Auburn City, which is to the east side of the cave. And here we are, our first gym town. So this guy here has decided to call me a total noob, as I don't have a gym badge, which is quite funny to say. And you'll see that rival Aiden is stood outside. We're actually not going to talk to Aiden right now. We're going to quickly grab some of the items that are available around town, and then we'll proceed with trying to get involved with the gym challenge. So first off, if you come into this house here and you go upstairs, you can speak to this girl here and she'll give you one Dusk Ball. Dusk Balls are really useful because if you use them at night or in caves, they actually have a catch rate higher than the Ultra Ball. So they're particularly good for fighting legendary Pokemon, for example, which often tend to reside in caves. If you come in the house next door that, and you run to the next house, you can speak to the gentleman in exactly the same place. No, sorry, not the gentleman in the same place. The guy on the other side of the building, and he asked to be shown a Zubat. I don't actually have my Zubat on my team right now, so I'll quickly run over to the Pokemon Center, grab it, and show it to him. When you do, he'll then give you a token of his thanks, which is a Heal Ball. I don't find Heal Balls to be particularly that useful, but the whole point of them is if you're capturing a Pokemon and you have space in your party and you intend for it to go straight into your party for use, if you use the Heal Ball, it will be put into your party at completely full health. On the eastern side of town, we have the Mining Museum, and we also have the Pokemon Center. And then down to the south, we have the Auburn City Mine. As you can see, there's not a huge amount going on with the mine. There's a few houses, etc. Not really anything worthwhile. If you keep going south, there's the entrance to the mine. I'm not going to go in there quite yet. And then if you go... there's nothing in this house either, sorry. I don't know why I've come into here. Coming out of here, If you go past the mining museum and go north, you'll find there is Route 207. We'll cover that again a little bit later on. But just for now, so if you go east of the mining museum and go in this little tucked away house here, and if you go upstairs and you speak to this little boy here, he will give you one great ball. Not as useful as the dust ball we received earlier, but still an upgrade on our Pokeball. And can be useful if you're looking to catch something like an Abra maybe and want to guarantee that first hit catch. Now, if we just run down to the south, there's one last item to pick up. Just east of the entrance to the mine, there is this gent here. One of the miners stood here, and he will give you one super potion. So, where a regular potion recovers 20 HP of your Pokemon, a super potion will recover 50. So obviously at this point in the game, a super potion is much more valuable. Inside the Pokemon Center, there's a few different places we can now go. There's this area here, which I'm not actually going to demonstrate. And then on the east side, there is also access to the Union Room. For now, it's off limits, but it will become available once you complete the gym in this town. So keep an eye out for that. Now, to continue the story, you guys have to talk to Aiden, who will tell you that the gym leader, Rorke, is in the Auburn City Mine. So if we just follow the path round down here and enter the mine, we can go and look for him. Inside Oreburgh Mine, there is one new Pokemon, which we haven't seen before, which has quite a low encounter chance, but hopefully we'll find one while we're running around here. You can also find Zubat and Geodude, which have the vast majority of encounters, so you'll find quite a lot of those. For now, we're just going to run away, and we'll train off-screen when we need to gain the XP. I won't waste your time. Just to the east of the entrance then here, there is an X defense. To get over this side, you can't just run directly east from the entrance. You have to first go down the steps and go underneath the mining carts. Oh, that's fortunate. So this was the one other Pokemon I said is available in this mine. This has a very low encounter chance, as I said. Only a 2% chance of being found in here. So this is an Onix, which is I believe just a rock type. Could be rock and ground, but I believe it's just a rock type. With really high defense, and evolves into the steel type Steelix. This Pokemon can be encountered between levels 7 and 9. But yeah, it's really rare to find it, so it's quite lucky that I found this so quickly. And God, it's doing a lot of damage to my Chimchar. I'm a little bit in danger here. I think I'll swap to Psyduck for now, just to weaken it a little bit more. As I've said, I'm trying to capture everything, so I need to weaken it a little bit more before I can get the Pokeballs out. Ooh, this might have to join part of my team. It's done a hell of a lot of damage to my Psyduck, even with just its first shot. So we'll use Confusion here just to take up a little bit more HP. Hopefully this gets it fairly low. Yeah, that'll do. I think a Pokeball should get it now, as it's only level 8. And there we go. Happy days. A few new moves to learn. Nothing that exciting. I suppose Bite is fairly useful, as it's the first dark type move I think we've received. Quite handy for Shinx as well, as it's a physical attacker. So Onix, apparently when it travels underground, it causes rumbling and tremors, and it can travel upwards of 50 miles per hour. For now I'll send it to the box, but I will consider adding it onto my team a little bit later on. For now, we're actually going to have to quickly dash back to the Pokemon Center, as that Onix did do a hell of a lot of damage to my Chimchar and a fair bit to my Psyduck as well. So quickly get that HP back just to make sure we don't get wiped out. And then we can go back down to the mine and look for Gym Leader Roark. Now, within this second stage of the mine, there are a couple of trainer battles, which you'll see in a moment. Well, I said Onix had a low encounter chance. We've now found 2 in a row, which is rare. I think we're going to fight this one and show Onix what Chimchar can really do when we're trying to knock it out rather than just catch it. And we'll use a power-up punch. And you can see that did quite a lot of damage. But even though it's super effective, it did not take Onix out. Which shows just how bulky and defensive Onix can be. It didn't even do half health, which is pretty crazy. But we'll keep on plugging away. So using a power-up punch, which will get stronger every single time we use it, as we'll keep buffing our attack. I'm hoping as Onix is quite strong, these tend to give quite good XP. But he's doing a lot of damage once again, obviously being super effective against our fire type. I'm going to use power-up punch one last time to take it down. And hopefully we get quite a lot of XP. So yeah, that's 100 XP for Chimchar, and that takes him up to level 14. Which, I believe, if I remember rightly, will cause him to evolve into his next stage, which is Monferno. Which is happy to see, as Monferno is a 2-typed Pokemon. It's not just fire type. It also carries the fighting type. This is good because it will give the same type attack bonus or stab bonus to moves like power-up punch, and will also make him stronger in the next gym. Apparently Monferno, to intimidate attackers, expands the fire on its tail to make it look bigger. And it can also learn the move Mach Punch. So Mach Punch is a 40 damage move with no other real benefits, whereas Power-Up Punch is a 40 damage move with the bonus that it boosts your attack. So I think we'll stick with Power-Up Punch. Finding a lot of battles down here, that seems to be quite common. We'll just keep taking these out and keep getting some XP, as we're potentially slightly lower levels than I would want to be before we go in the gym. Whilst Monferno's a good level, he is weak against the upcoming gym, so I think we're going to need to level up Pokemon like Psyduck before we go in there. So just down this right hand side path there is a potion, and if you keep going around here you'll find, and this is the gym leader Rorke, and he demonstrates using Hidden Machine Rock Smash. He tells you he's the gym leader and then runs on back to the gym, which is handy. And then just over to the west here, just below this ledge, so you could have come this way if you wanted, there is an escape rope. If you'd like, the miners who are looking into the walls, if you speak to them, you can actually battle them. They don't have particularly amazing Pokemon. There's only 2 of them you can battle. One of them is Worker Mason. He has a level 9 Machop. And the other is Worker Colin, who has a Geodude and an Onix, both of which are level 7. I'll probably battle them in a gap between episodes just to farm some XP. But for now we're going to skip off those and run back to do the Auburn City Gym. Though these Pokemon battles are very common down here, it appears, and quite frustrating when we're trying to leave. We'll just use Power Up Punch to take it out, and hopefully it doesn't have Sturdy. Although it doesn't, it's level 9, it's still quite strong, so we can't take it out in one hit. Not to worry, the next one will do it. This is my concern for the gym and why I feel like we need to level up someone like Psyduck, as the rock Pokemon are quite bulky, and if Monferno can't take them out, their super effective attacks could do a lot of damage, and if Monferno gets fainted or, really badly damaged, we might struggle. So I think Psyduck may need a couple of levels before we move on to doing the gym. But before we go to the gym, there's actually one final area around here that we have yet to explore. I did allude to it slightly earlier. So if you go north of the mining museum, you'll find Route 207. We will be back here later on to go up this slippery slope, but currently you're unable to go up there unless you have a bike, which at the minute we don't. Within Route 207 you'll find there is a patch of grass, and within this grass there is a Pokemon that we have not met yet. Hopefully there'll be one here, and yes, there is. So there is a Machop in the grass, which is a strong-ish Pokemon, fighting type. If you're looking for something to take out the gym in Auburn City, this is a good choice, because it can use the move Low Kick, which is a super effective fighting type move, which will be really useful for taking out all the rock types in this gym. In my case, I'm going to use my Psyduck, but I can recommend Machop if you're looking for something different. Machop actually has different encounter rates depending on what type of time of day or night it is. But it's never really that uncommon, so you don't have to worry about changing your time or anything like that. The last thing on Route 207 for now is this item in the top left, which is a Pokeball. There is also an item in the empty patch in the top right, which is a Pokeball, which I actually forgot to pick up here. I do pick it up off camera in a moment. So for now, we're going to quickly save up and then move over to the gym. So, one thing to quickly note is that in that quick interchange, I have actually been away and just quickly trained up some of the Pokemon in our team. Most notably, most are around level 13, which probably is a little bit over leveled, but I just wanted to get Psyduck up to level 11, so I had a water type with some strength to him. I've also added Onix to the team now, who's pretty strong and pretty useful, to be honest. You'll find out the reason why I added him to the team in the next episode. So, now we're in the gym. This will be our first gym, and I'm really excited to get going. If you speak to the guy at the door, he normally gives you some helpful hints on how to take out the gym. In this case, he lets us know that this gym is a rock-type gym. I already knew that, but if you didn't, then you could just speak to the guy at the door. Yeah, it's a rock-type gym, so basically just anything grass or water type will do quite a lot of damage. Water is particularly good in this case, as the Geodudes and the Onixes are both rock and ground type, so a water type move will actually be kind of doubly super effective, so we'll do a huge amount of damage. So the first trainer you battle has nothing unusual in that he just has a Geodude. However, the one unusual thing is Geodude is level 10, which is quite a high level for what we've seen so far. I think that's the first time we've seen a double digits level Pokemon, which is why I wanted to get my Psyduck up to level 11 before I came in here. The second trainer, youngster Darius, actually has two Pokemon this time. They're not level 10, but they're both level 8, so they're still reasonably strong, but nothing that a strong, super effective Pokemon can't handle. In this case, my Psyduck's Water Gun takes them all out in one hit. You see here, actually Psyduck's gone up to level 12. You'll notice Psyduck's actually quite bulky. He has quite a lot of defense and special defense, which I quite like actually. It's quite useful to have something in the team which is fairly tanky. At level 12 he also learns Water Pulse, which is kind of just a better version of Water Gun. It does more damage and it can possibly confuse the opponent. I didn't see any reason to keep Water Gun, so I just swapped that straight over for Water Pulse. Now the last of Darius's Pokemon is the Onix, level 8. So using the new move Water Pulse takes it out again in one shot. And that leaves us free now to challenge the gym leader Rorke for our first gym badge. So sitting atop his pretty plinth is gym leader Rorke. Welcome, this is the Oreburgh Pokemon Gym. I am Rorke, the gym leader. I'm but one trainer who decided to walk proudly with rock-type Pokemon. As gym leader, I need to see your potential as a trainer, and I need to see the toughness of the Pokemon that battle with you. So here we go, first gym badge. Rorke has 3 Pokemon. The first of which, Geodude, we're very familiar with. Although his Geodude is quite a high level, being level 12, so the same level as our Psyduck here. Although with us having a water-type move being, doubly effective, just takes it out easily in one shot. The second of Gym Leader Rorke's Pokemon, once again, is something we're familiar with, being an Onix. Again, level 12, so can be strong. If you haven't got anything super effective, then you need to be careful. Rorke lays down a Stealth Rock, which is a very interesting move. It basically means that if you switch Pokemon, it does damage based on how vulnerable to rock you are every time you switch Pokemon. So say I was to switch into my Starly, for example, as rock is super effective on my flying type Starly, it would do more damage than if I switched to any of my other Pokemon. Still, we take that out pretty simply. It would have been a one-shot kill if it didn't have the sturdy ability, but the second shot takes out easy. And the last of Rorke's Pokemon is something we haven't seen yet before. This Pokemon is a Cranidos, which is, I believe, a pure rock-type Pokemon, and is obtained from fossils you can find in the Grand Underground. Rorke goads me somewhat and says, do I think I can take it down as easily as I took the others? His Cranidos is level 14, so should be quite strong, although I know Cranidos has particularly terrible defense. So I've swapped my Monferno, I use a power-up punch. On top of that, it critical hits, so much for not taking it out quite as easily. Yet another one-hit KO, which is pretty easy, and we get 3 levels up from that: Psyduck, Starly, and Abra. And we've defeated Gym Leader Rorke. He looks quite disappointed. But first, now our Starly's at level 14, we are going to get an evolution. So once it evolves, it doesn't actually change type, it stays as a normal and flying type. It basically just gets buffs to most of its stats, particularly attack and speed. There we go, Starly evolved into Staravia. Now let's see the Pokedex entry for Staravia. They fly around forests and fields in search of bug Pokemon, moving together in large flocks. This is embarrassing. I went and lost to a trainer who didn't have a single gym badge. But that's the story. You were strong and I was weak. According to the Pokemon League rules, I owe you the gym badge. And there it is. That's the Coal Badge. We've received the Coal Badge from Rorke. So we now have our first gym badge, which is excellent news, and we're making good progress through our story. We also obtained some TM76s, which gives us the move that I detailed earlier, Stealth Rock. So that means we can now use that going forward if we wish. It's more of a PvP move rather than used in the storyline. But if you do happen to do a lot of trainer battles in the future with friends, for example, then that can really come in handy. On that note, I'm actually going to end this episode here. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I hope to see you in the next one.